So here is your first look at a retail and fake pair of the Nike SB Dunk Supreme Rammellzee. Can you tell any difference between the two pairs? Well, stay tuned to the video because we'll be taking a closer look at some of the differences. Hello, so today we're taking a look at a real and fake pair of the Nike Supreme Dunk Rammellzee. We have the retail one here, the fake one in here, and it's just a comparison to help you if you are trying to purchase a retail pair. So I'd like to emphasize that this does not support the fake industry at all. It's just to help you if you are actually trying to purchase the retail one. But we'll get straight into the comparison, and you can probably obviously see the clear difference straight away. So I'll compare them side by side, but it's pretty obvious. So the retail one here is on the right in that creamy box compared to the fake one, which they've gone for that purple SB box. So they've not updated this. The purple one is the fake one. The retail one now obviously comes in this creamy Nike SB box, which actually, in my opinion, I think I prefer. But we'll take a look at the labels on both of them and compare them side by side. So as you can see from the close-up, you can see at the top on the retail one it says Nike SB Dunk Low OG QS, whereas on the fake one it says Nike SB Dunk Low OG QS SU. Also, if you look at the spacing and the size of the text all across the label, you can see it's very different from retail to fake. I would say the text on the fake one is actually slightly thicker and bolder compared to the retail one. Also, the fake one is obviously based on the US market, so you can see it has the US price on the side, whereas the retail one here was purchased in the UK, so it doesn't have this US price tag on the side. So if you'd like to pause the video now and take a closer look at both the labels, just so you can check your pair at home and make sure it matches up to the retail pair. But if not, we'll get straight into the comparison of the shoes, so we'll open up the boxes. We'll open up the fake one first. As you can see, one shoe is covered, one shoe isn't, and it comes with this paper with the green lines on it. We open up the retail one, and we can see it comes with a completely different paper on the top, and it's covering the shoes. On the paper itself, it does have the Nike logo and the Supreme logo, but on the fake pair, you can see they've gone for this kind of green wood grain look, which is not the correct one. But we'll take out the shoes now. So here they are, both pairs in hand. Can you spot any differences straight away? From first glance, they look pretty similar, but let's take a closer look. The first difference we're going to point out is taking a look at the toe box and the actual canvas material and the print on top of it, and see if it compares retail to fake. So if you look from the close-up, you can actually see the fake one has replicated the print of the retail one. However, they haven't done the best job of this. As you can see from the close-up, the color of both prints is very different from retail to fake, and the positioning of the print is actually slightly off on the fake one. But if you look at the blue on the toe box, you can see it's a much richer blue on the retail one compared to the fake one. And also the shapes are just a little bit sharper and more cleanly printed on the retail one compared to the fake one. Another slight difference between the two pairs that it's actually quite hard to see, but you have to take a real close look at, is the actual thickness of the laces on both pairs. So if I show you from the close-up side by side, you can actually see the laces on the fake one are slightly thinner than they are on the retail one. On the retail one, you can see there's basically no gaps between the laces because they're actually thick and chunky, compared to the fake one where you can see gaps between and see the tongue underneath. Another very minor difference that's very hard to see is on the tongue label itself. You will see it says Supreme at the bottom in a black text on top of a black label, so it's very hard to see, and I hope it shows up on the camera. But as you can see, the position of this is different from retail to fake, with the label being slightly bigger on the fake one and the Supreme text being slightly higher compared to the retail one, where you can see the Supreme text lies above the stitching perfectly, whereas on the fake one you can see there's a large gap between the stitching and the Supreme text. So what fakes often get wrong is actually the spare laces. So on the SB Dunks here, you can see that they're actually looped into the pre-laced black ones. That's how they're attached, so no plastic is used for this pair at all. Whereas on the fake one, you can see they have a plastic toggle which attaches them to the shoe like that. And you can see that I think Nike is just trying to cut down its plastic consumption, so they don't do this anymore. But the fake ones haven't clocked onto this yet, so they still use that plastic toggle. So just pay close attention to this. It's a clear, obvious difference. So if we spin the shoe to the outside and we look at that canvas print once again, we can see clear color difference between the two, and I'll show you this from the close-up. So as you can see from the close-up, you can see that the colored print is very different from retail to fake. I would actually say the creamy canvas underneath is actually a lot cleaner on the retail one compared to the fake one. The fake one kind of looks like the colored bits are smudged into the creamy part of the material, whereas on the retail one you can see this clear definition between the colored parts and the creamy material below. So you can actually see it almost looks like it's painted on very well, compared to the fake one where it looks like it's smudged and someone's kind of like rubbed it into the material, so it's a little bit discolored. Spinning the shoe around to the back and we look at this tab here where it has the Nike embroidery on both, we can actually see that this tab material is different from retail to fake. So as you can see, the material on the retail one is actually slightly furrier, I would say, compared to the fake one, where it gives off a slightly different color tone. On the retail one, I would say it's a darker black compared to the fake one, but this could be just because of the length of material is different between the two pairs. Spinning the shoe upside down, taking a look at what is actually one of my favorite parts of the shoe is the gum sole underneath. And if we look at the Nike logo in the middle, you can actually see the material coming through from above. It looks like it's much thinner on the retail one compared to the fake one, so you can see there's a clear color difference between the two as I hold them up here. You can see it's very obvious the color difference around this panel part here. Another clear difference between the two pairs is quite obvious to see if I show you the inside swoosh of both pairs. If we take a look at the actual size of the swoosh, you can see it's very different from retail to fake. And I would say that the fake swoosh on the inside is actually much larger than the retail one, where the swoosh is actually smaller on the inside. This again happens on the outside. When we take a look at the swooshes again, you can see from the close-up that the fake swoosh is much larger than the retail one. These are both a UK 9, so that shouldn't be the case. Both swooshes should be exactly the same size, but the fakes have got this wrong. Spinning the shoe back to the back again, and we take a look at the 3 stitches on the back panel here, we can see the spacing between the stitching is very different from retail to fake. So as you can see from the close-up, the fake one has the stitching much closer together compared to the retail one, where you see the stitching is equally spaced and goes much higher than it does on the fake pair. So it's a clear difference between the two. I'd also say the stitching is a little bit messy on the back for the fake one. It doesn't go in a completely straight line like the retail one does. In terms of QC quality, the retail one's actually done quite a good job. I don't see many flaws on this pair at all, and it's actually quite good. I know it might be quite hard to see, but the 2 Supreme logos on the bottom lace here are actually slightly different colors. It does seem like the paint quality on the fake one is a little bit rough, so it does have like slight marks on it and like the gold's wearing off a little bit, compared to the retail one where the gold paint or whatever it is that's used looks very thick and doesn't have any marks or any signs of tarnishing at all. It's pretty well done. You will see that they both come with a hang tag on the outer side of the left shoe, and it does say world famous, then has the Supreme and Nike logo beneath. If I take a close look at this, this is an obvious telltale difference between the two, and it's just a clear quality issue between the two pairs. So if I show you from the close-up, you can see the Supreme logo is very different from retail to fake, with the fake one being much skinnier and it's not the correct Supreme logo. Also, if you look at the bottom at the Nike logo, you can see how badly quality this is printed on the fake one compared to the retail one. The retail one is obviously the Nike logo compared to the fake one where it's just a little bit smudged once again and isn't correct. So clear differences on the hang tags, and probably one of the first things you have to look at if it's a dead stock pair. The next thing I would look at is on the laces themselves. It does say world famous on the tips of the laces of both pairs, and if you compare them side by side here, you can see it's clearly a different font and the spacing between the letters is very different. So if you look at the word famous, I would say it's bigger on the retail one and much more clear compared to the fake one, where you can see it's very widely spaced and the letters are actually smaller compared to the retail one. And that's another thing I would look at straight away. Sorry I've saved it to the end of the video, but that's what you should look at first. You should look at the end tips of the laces and also the hang tag, especially if it's a dead stock pair. If it's a used pair, it'll be slightly more difficult, but that's the 2 things I would look for first. If we take a look inside the shoe, they do both come with paper shoe trees on the inside. Here's the retail one, and here is the fake one. So they have used a different paper. So as you can see here, the retail one should come with a darker brown paper compared to the fake one here, which has a slightly lighter color, and I would say it's a different material that's used. Take out the insole, the retail one, and the fake one, if I can cut it out. So here we have the 2 insoles side by side. I'll show you from the close-up. You can see it's actually slightly different color. I would say the fake one doesn't have a true red or the Supreme color. And if you look at the actual print quality, I would say it's slightly different from retail to fake. If you look at the font text size of the Nike SB logo, you can see this is very different, as well as the Rammellzee text at the bottom. If we spin these insoles upside down, we can see a clear color difference, and I'll just show these up to the camera. You can see the fake one here has the dark patch at the top part of the insole, compared to the retail one where it's almost like a gray color that matches the insole, which is a clear telltale sign between the 2 pairs. So that is the end of this video. I hope it has helped you if you are trying to authenticate and purchase a retail pair, because this pair is absolutely stunning. I think it's one of the best collaborations they've done. I wish they had the high color on the low, so I wish that this black material here was in that creamy material, but I understand it would have been so similar to the Nike SB Dunk Paris, but I just think that would have looked so good. But let me know down below if you've picked up a pair of these or you're planning on picking up a pair. I expect the price to go up around Christmas because it's such a stunning pair, so I'd pick it up now if you can. But please like, subscribe, everything like that to help the channel grow, because it helps me do more videos like this to help you. But thanks for watching. I hope you have an amazing day.